if I had told you that NASCAR would have the Richard Petty car have the hashtag of Black Lives Matter on it, right? The 43, the famed 43, would have the hashtag of Black Lives Matter on it on the same day NASCAR decides to ban the Confederate flag from all events. You really would have to ask, what planet would that be on? Would that be on Earth? But Bubba Wallace wearing "I Can't Breathe" shirt, Black Lives Matter on the hood, compassion, love, understanding, hands of two colors grasping. By the way, that I believe that's the same. That's sort of an artist drawing of the same photograph Drew Brees used in his Instagram apology of the two hands clasping. But that happened yesterday. That happened yesterday, and NASCAR's statement: the presence of the Confederate flag at NASCAR events runs contrary to our commitment to providing a welcoming and inclusive environment for all fans, our competitors, and our industry. Bringing people together around a love for racing and the community that it creates is what makes our fans and sports special. The display of the Confederate flag will be prohibited from all NASCAR events and properties. +1 from this seat.
Absolutely.
+1. And Dan Wetzel of Yahoo Sports will be joining us shortly. He wrote about it. I feel honestly that it's a world where we're waiting for sports to come back one by one in terms of live sports. And if NASCAR was going to take this step, I think to take it now in the current environment of what's going on in the world is important. It's also, for them, there are no fans. They're not going to have to, if you will, police this. And there won't be, I imagine, maybe there will be protests outside of their next few events, potentially. But the most important aspect of it from here moving forward, and I think Dan's going to give voice to this because he wrote about it in Yahoo Sports, is it's important for the race drivers, the drivers not named Bubba Wallace, to support this. Bubba, as we all know, is the only African-American driver. And it's important that they embrace this. I'll be honest here, folks. I've never heard of Ray Ciccarelli before. Never. But he is a driver whose Facebook... Oh, he's an owner. I've never heard him before. I've never heard of him before.
Yeah, same.
Team in a truck series, okay. He says he's out. In a Facebook post, I think that his wife, because it was signed by Sarah, I don't know, but he says that nobody should have to do anything that they don't want to do. It's been a fun ride and dream come true, but if this is the direction NASCAR is headed, we will not participate after 2020 season is over. I don't believe in kneeling during the anthem nor taking people right to fly the flag, whatever flag they love. I could care less about the Confederate flag, but there are people that do, and it doesn't make them a racist. All you are doing is, then we have to blur that out, one group to cater to another, and I ain't spend the money. We are to participate in any political BS, so everything is for sale. And it's signed Sarah Ciccarelli. Look,
Bye.
I'm from an area. Honestly, I know might be completely naive when it comes to this. I'm stunned by the number of monuments that there are in this country that are that have been built, or statues and built in the names of people who fought for the right to own slaves, that are still around in this country. And people who say this is about heritage, not about hate. Well, the heritage is of hate. I know this. I I see our numbers. I see my numbers. My Twitter account has shed thousands of followers over the last few weeks with me talking about social and political issues from this microphone. And I truly, to use the phrase of Rad, could care less. I sit here and I speak my mind and I speak my heart, and I sit here and I say, for the same people that say, I don't want any political BS, the Daytona 500 had the President of the United States riding around the oval in the Beast. I didn't hear any outcry about why is politics being brought into my racetrack. But now, oh gosh, now, oh boy, let's be consistent here. Don't want politics unless it's mine. And this is, in my mind, not political. To me, it's not political. This is the flag of the Confederate Army that suited up and fought for the right for people to own other human beings based on the color of their skin. That's the heritage. And it's going to be tough when fans are put back in the building because it is all over the spot. When I went to the Texas Motor Speedway years ago, it was everywhere. And again, being from a northern state, if that means anything in the 21st century, I was shocked. And so it's important that drivers support it. And Ray Cicerelli will not. Jimmy Johnson yesterday was on this program. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. Nobody's won more checkered flags. Nobody's more successful in terms of racking up W's.
You could say he's the NASCAR GOAT.
They named the grandstand after him at Atlanta Motor Speedway just this past weekend.
Oh, yeah.
So we asked Jimmy yesterday if he had spoken to, he had mentioned in previous publications and articles that I saw that he had spoken to Bubba Wallace about these issues and trying to listen. That's, I guess, the phrase of the day right now, certainly from Caucasians, trying to hear out what's going on, what's in your head, how can I help, how can I be a part? So I asked him about supporting Bubba Wallace and Bubba being in that race car last night with the hashtag of Black Lives Matter. Asked him if he also supported Bubba in banning the Confederate flag. And this was before NASCAR made its announcement. This was on yesterday's show.
I think that we need to be more vocal. We need to soften people's minds and help them and help motivate people to have a deeper learning to understand the injustices and the inequalities that are out there. So, and everybody is entitled to an opinion and a right, and I have an opinion and a right to have the stance that I do.
And that stance on the Confederate flag, what would that be, Jimmy?
I'd support Bubba and I support NASCAR that the Confederate flag should not be up at our sites, be at our racetracks, embedded in our sport.
That's Jimmy Johnson. So get the check mark from him. It's a different time. I'm feeling it. I'm sensing it. It's a different time. And that flag means to so many people different things. I understand. It means something to somebody that it doesn't mean to people of color and people like me. But hopefully their love of racing and NASCAR will overcome whatever they feel about waving that flag in a parking lot or an infield or in the stands. Can you still go to a race and enjoy the racing and not see a flag that people look at and say that's associated with slavery? That's associated with being a traitor to a country, the United States of America. That's what it was all about. I asked that question. I hope the answer is, I hope the answer is, yeah, we can. I hope so.